Hunter Biden is probably running the country now. Doesn't look good for us. He was there with the president when he was in the strange land of Ireland, and Hunter speaks English and had to translate a question from a weird Irish kid in English to English for his daddy president, Joe. And we're grateful that he was there. Probably billed $80,000 for that assisted question. This is the scene. This is the president of the United States having a conversation with some Irish kids.
Dad, he's got a question.
What's your question? What's the top what? What's the top step to success? Well, making sure that we don't all have COVID. What are you talking about?
It's a success. Like, what's the key to success?
Because the key to success.
Okay.
You know what I found out the key to success is? And I'm not sure I'm the best guy to explain it. These guys can tell you. The key to success is whenever you disagree with someone, it's okay to question their judgment, whether they're right or wrong. But it's never okay to question their motive.
Huh? Okay, so if you missed that, we will read the transcript, but this is in Ireland. This is the president playing around with this Air Force One toy with the children, zooming it around, flying it around. Hey, it's an airplane. The person who's actually running things is Hunter Biden right here. And he's pointing at his dad. Hey, stop playing with the airplane, dummy. Here, you see his finger here? Hey, there's questions over here. Talk to them. So then Joe has to communicate with this young kid. This young kid is very clear, very crystal clear. Hey, Mr. President, what are the steps to success? And Joe has a hard time with it. We'll read the transcripts. But then Hunter swoops on in and gives him an assist and actually helps him answer the question, which Joe then is not really able to answer. Let's listen.
Dad, he's got a question.
What's your question? What's the top what?
Right there.
What's the top step to success?
Top step to success? What?
Making sure that we don't all have COVID. What?
He said making sure that we all don't have COVID.
What are you talking about?
It's a success. Like, what's the key to success?
What's the key to success?
Because the key to success. You know what I found out the key to success is? And I'm not sure I'm the best guy to explain it. These guys can tell you. The key to success is whenever you disagree with someone, it's okay to question their judgment, whether they're right or wrong. But it's never okay to question their motive.
Okay, that is also a stupid thing to tell a bunch of kids. There are very ill-motivated people out there. You should question their motive. If they're being dishonest, well, then whatever they're talking about, whether it's good judgment or bad judgment, if they're being dishonest with you, then it kind of throws that entire conversation out the window, doesn't it, Joe? Now, this was a curious thing. This is not just an aberration. Hunter Biden is over there for, I think, a serious reason, to keep him under control. This was the transcript that came out from Town Hall. They said, we can't even believe this is real, but guess what? It is. And it is. We just heard it. Now, here they tell us President Joe Biden is doing his best to hold himself together, but here is the transcript, okay? Hunter Biden is literally in the back. Hey, Dad, he's got it in the back. He's got a question. What's your question? What's the top step to success? Says the child. President, what's the top what? Steps. Step to success. What's the top step to what? To success? Kid says yes. President says, oh, well, making sure that we don't all have COVID. What? Why? What are we talking about here? He's looking around. The child says, Hunter steps in. Hey, Dad, if you can, what's the key to success? President says, oh, what's the key to success? You know what I found the key to success is? And I'm not sure I'm the best guy to explain it. These guys can tell you. But the key to success is whenever you disagree with someone, it's okay to question their judgment, whether they're right or wrong, but never okay to question their motive. That's not true at all. We question it all the time. We question your motive, Joe. If you question their motive, then you never get to be able to agree. Well, that's true. We do. Yeah, that's right, Joe. And that's why you don't want us to question your motives, isn't it? So that's our president. Not only does he not really know where he is or where he's going, but he's also dispensing idiotic advice to children that's going to cause them to fail in life. And it's not just those little snippets in time. This is a consistent thing. He also got corrected when he was talking about specifics, right? Some more policy type things. Town Hall went through and has been following this trip throughout the entirety of it. And here's another exchange. Biden is there. He says, there was this guy named Jesse Helms from South Carolina or from North Carolina or from South Carolina, whatever. Hunter Biden says, North Carolina, Dad. North. President says, oh yeah, North Carolina. And he's a very conservative guy who was not very crazy about African Americans when he got here. We always had fights. Right? He has no idea where he is or what he's doing. So Hunter is there as his caretaker. And Hunter's under federal investigation and has allegedly committed many other crimes. And he's running the country, man. He's telling Joe where to go and what kind of questions to answer. Problematic situation. Now, this clip came in and the subtitles came in from My Lord Bebo, who I said is a great follow. Marco Rubio was responding to this, and this clip was very curious because Marco Rubio, when he can prepare a nice statement and he can deliver it, sounds pretty good. And I think he's been working on this one, which leads me to believe that he might be running for president soon.
Look, we have a world that realizes we have a president that can barely put together complete sentences, appears incoherent, oftentimes doesn't even know where he is in many cases in some of these places, that allowed spy balloons to be flown over our head, that abandoned billions of dollars of American military equipment left over into the hands of the Taliban, and spends all day talking about electric vehicles and solar panels that he knows we're going to have to buy from China. We have a justice system that indicts political opponents and former presidents and leading presidential candidates, a justice system that infiltrates sources and tries to spy on Catholic churches, but allows criminals to destroy San Francisco and Baltimore and Detroit and Washington, D.C. and Los Angeles and Manhattan, you name it. We have a military that doesn't spend its time talking about new weapon systems or how to care for veterans that are committing suicides at historic rates. They spend their time talking about transgender issues and all kinds of racial disparity stuff, not defending our country. We have a media that's become a joke. A media that's wasted 2.5 years of our time on a Russia collusion situation. Then they moved on from that to cover up the Hunter Biden situation. That's now a full-blown investigation. Our universities are a forum for crazy things to happen. You can't even speak on a university campus. People being assaulted by men wearing dresses and these violent protests and shutting down speech. And our culture, what we focused on as a culture? We're focused on the fact that now some man pretending to be a woman gets paid millions of dollars to sell Nike sports bras and Bud Light. So the world looks at that and said, this place is a laughingstock, and they react to it. And I could go on for an hour about all the things that we are being embarrassed on the world stage. Our adversaries are taking advantage of it, and our friends are saying, hey, we may have to go on our own here because these guys look like they're about to commit societal suicide.
It's Rubio. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good for Rubio. And did you see? He looked down there. I think he had some notes or something. It's pretty good. Right there, he goes, okay, what's the next one? What's the next bullet point? Oh, yeah, culture.
You can't even speak on a university campus. People being assaulted by men wearing dresses and these violent protests and shutting down speech. And our culture.
There you go. It's great. I love it. I think it's pretty dang good. And he's dead right about that. And I'd like to hear more Republicans and more conservatives speak out like that. I mean, this is all ridiculous nonsense. And it's kind of a joke that the GOP is not unified along a similar message to that. It's just one thing after another. And for some reason, they can't figure out what it is they're doing. But looks like Rubio may be throwing his hat into the ring in some way, shape, or form. You don't write a statement like that and rehearse it like that in order to just not do anything with it. Pretty good. So we'll, of course, continue to cover